Well, Bill Melugin is reporting live from Capitol Hill on that for us. Hello, Bill.
Sandra, good afternoon to you. Republicans here on the Hill say there will be accountability when it comes to this Minnesota fraud scandal, and that accountability begins on Wednesday. As you mentioned, that is going to be the day the House Oversight Committee holds its first hearing into this scandal. Now, leading that hearing is going to be House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer. He's also inviting Governor Walz and Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison to testify at a second hearing before his committee. That one will be on February 10th. Now, Comer says if they don't agree to show up, they're guilty, and he will subpoena them.
They will have to show up and defend themselves. If they don't defend themselves, that's going to be an admission to guilt to everyone in Minnesota. If we don't get a confirmation in the next few days, then we'll take the next step, and that will be a congressional subpoena.
But Governor Walz is firing back at his critics and at Nick Shirley, whose viral video brought a spotlight to the Minnesota fraud scandal. In a social media post, Walz says of Shirley, quote, "My opponents have been celebrating this far-right YouTuber as a groundbreaking journalist. Here, he reveals who he really is, a delusional conspiracy theorist." Well, Congresswoman Nancy Mace, a member of the House Oversight Committee, replied to Governor Walz, saying in part, quote, "Looking forward to asking you about delusional conspiracy theories next week. You prepped yet?" And then she tags Governor Walz. Now, Republican House Majority Whip Tom Emmer has called for Somalis involved in the Minnesota fraud to be denaturalized and deported. He says the numbers speak for themselves.
It's not that all Somalis are criminal. It just so happens to be that, for instance, the $250 million feeding our future pandemic scandal, the largest in the country. 90% of the people indicted, and now I think 60 of them have been convicted, were from the Somali communities.
But Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz says all of this is just a distraction.
This is nothing more than a distraction. Donald Trump has no credibility when it comes to fighting fraud or actually, holding criminals accountable, because he's pardoned so many just in the single year he's been president.
And Sandra, we're also tracking another story out of Minnesota this afternoon. DHS just posting on social media a short time ago, accusing the Hilton hotel brand of refusing service to ICE agents in the state of Minnesota. This is their ex-post, essentially saying Hilton is doing a coordinated campaign to stop ICE officers from booking hotels in Minnesota. They posted a couple of screenshots of email exchanges showing staff at least one Hilton hotel telling them, we researched you, we found out you're immigration agents, and we are not going to provide you service. Sandra, I can tell you it is not a one-off. I've gotten texts from other ICE officers on the ground in Minnesota showing me screenshots of other Hilton hotels denying them service specifically because they are immigration agents. Our team on the ground is looking into it and has reached out to Hilton for comment. We'll update our viewers when we hear more on that front. We'll send it back to you.
That is an incredible development. Bill Melugin on that for us. Thank you. John.
Yep.
All right, we mentioned those hearings coming up on Wednesday in Congress. Let's bring in one of the lawmakers from Minnesota who's going to be testifying there. Republican Minnesota State Representative Walter Hudson. Representative Hudson, thanks for being with us, spending time this afternoon. I wanted to play just a little bit more of what Governor Walz said in his farewell address just a couple of hours ago. Listen to what he said here.
Every minute that I spend defending my own political interest would be a minute I can't spend defending the people of Minnesota against the criminals who prey on our generosity and the cynics who want to prey on our differences. So I've decided to step out of this race, and I'll let others worry about the election while I focus on the work that's in front of me for the next year.
So he said there, every minute I spend defending my own political interest would be a minute I can't spend defending the people of Minnesota against the criminals who prey on our generosity. I mean, that's an interesting statement from a guy who let all this happen underneath his nose.
Yeah, I got to tell you, it's absolutely infuriating, especially from my perspective in getting ready to testify before the House Oversight Committee later this week, and having refreshed my mind. I mean, you forget about a lot of the stuff that happens that you're aware of, and having looked at it in preparation for testifying before Congress, the evidence is so overwhelming and well documented by nonpartisan official sources that you've got Debbie Wasserman Schultz and now here Governor Tim Walz just outright flat lying, straight up knowingly lying. I can say that for an absolute fact because we have the documented evidence. I just sent off the email to the House Oversight Committee today. And this is not like revelations. These are documents that have been publicly available. You can go look them up today yourself if you're so inclined.
Yep.
Governor Walz can. Debbie Wasserman Schultz can. They know that this problem is systemic, that it's endemic, and that it will not change simply by Walz stepping down. But they're going to try to do this bait and switch whereby he goes away and everybody pretends that that's the problem solved.
Yeah, and to Wasserman Schultz's point that Donald Trump was so busy doing all of these commutations and pardons. I mean, Biden did thousands of them, so I'm not sure exactly why she's talking about Donald Trump. But Kevin McCarthy thinks that Walz is just the first shoe to drop on the Democratic side. Listen to what he said.
I think the entire Democrat administration is going to have to resign because this will not be the end. It's just another prime example of mismanaged states by Democrat liberal policies that get us into this mess.
So what do you think of that? Is the entire Democratic side of this administration going to resign? I wouldn't think so.
I find it hard. I would not put my money on that bet that that's actually going to happen. But would it be morally justified and the honorable thing to do? Absolutely. And I think when we roll out the details of what's taken place here in Minnesota, and now, of course, we're learning that it's happening in other states as well, and that this has become a model, a business model to commit fraud against the American taxpayer and the taxpayers in these different states, I think people are only going to get more and more infuriated. And I don't think they're going to be satisfied with one governor no longer running for re-election.
Yeah. Donald Trump suggested in a Truth Social post a few minutes ago that Walz may have to leave office early. Do you think as this piles up that he may have to step down?
Well, I wonder if there isn't some subtext to that. The idea that he may have to step down early because he has no choice. I'll leave it at that. Suffice it to say, there are rumors that there's more going on here behind the scenes than we currently know.
Right. And what do you think Amy Klobuchar's part in all of this was? She met with Walz yesterday. She wants to run for governor. She said if he drops out, that's going to happen. So it clears the way for her.
Yeah, it's an interesting prospect, and kind of the, at first glance, amateur Politico opinion seems to be that if Amy Klobuchar gets in the race, that's it, game over. She's going to clean Republicans' clocks simply because she's done so well statewide running for U.S. Senate in the past. The difference, as I see it, is that the U.S. Senate is a legislative role, and we're talking about the chief executive for the entire state. And Klobuchar's whole deal has been remaining in a non-controversial lane by dodging controversial issues. You can't do that when you're running for governor. So she's going to have to answer for this, and she's going to have to answer for why she's been senator for so long and apparently never noticed this or called it out or did anything to stop it.
Yeah, well, certainly a lot to talk about. Congressman, State Rep, thanks for being with us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Right. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.